Well, that ties into the last question, and that is that you know, if the matter that's at issue is a matter that is appropriate for a board of directors to vote upon, and the meeting was noticed correctly, the meeting was held correctly, the vote was taken correctly, and a majority of the board owners voted in that particular capacity, and as a majority decided to adopt a rule, then the owners cannot override that decision. The way that an owner can attack a certain rule that has been instituted by the board of directors is to say it's something that wasn't appropriate for the board of directors to vote upon, and it was something that the unit owners or the homeowners should have voted on because it was something that needed an amendment in the declaration or in the bylaws, not simply just a rule and regulation vote. So that's one way to successfully attack it. The other is that if the board of directors are making rules and regulations that the majority of the homeowners are against, then they can certainly vote in new directors when the time comes for an election. And there's also a part of the Florida statutes, both under homeowners association and condo association law, for removal of directors, and there's a procedure that has to be followed, and it's quite difficult to do, but it's not impossible. And I've been involved on both sides of those in regard to representing groups of unit owners that want to recall a director, and I've also represented associations when a group of unit owners has tried to remove a director. So you can vote new directors in, and you can recall. It's technically possible. Practically, it's usually difficult, but doable. You can recall a director. And like I said, you can also, too, attack it if it wasn't supposed to be a matter that would be taken up by a board vote, something that typically is not in the rules and regulations. And you would look under the declaration and say, see, here's the section that governs this. And when the board took the vote, it would have to amend the declaration, and most declarations have to be amended by member votes, especially ones that have been turned over from developer control. So if it's in the wrong place, the unit owner would have some relief. If the owners gather together and want to attempt to recall a director or directors or vote new directors in, those are their options for relief. But if it's in the right place and you have the current board in place and it's been voted on by the board correctly, then the owners can't just gather together and say, well, we're a majority and we don't like that rule, so we're gonna override it. It doesn't work that way.